Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today we're going to be repairing a ceramic wise man from our nativity scene. Unfortunately, when we were packing up our Christmas stuff, he got dropped, and as you can see, there's pieces here. And we're going to be doing our best to put him back together and make him look like new again. We're going to be using our JB Weld clear epoxy to make the repairs on this little guy. And you know, Do It Yourself with Wayne is all about helping you learn how to do things yourself to save you money. And that's the basis of our whole channel, is to help you save money. So if you're interested in saving money, you might want to subscribe to our channel to help you find more of our videos in the future. So now we're going to proceed. We're going to mix up a little bit of our epoxy. And we've already test fitted a few of these pieces, and we're going to start with a few pieces that we think we can put in first and see how it moves along. Now, step one is to mix some epoxy, and in our first step we're only going to do one small piece to start with because we're concerned about how the pieces will fit together as we start gluing them in. And if you glue in pieces that you can't get the other pieces in with it in place, that's a problem. So we're going to start with small pieces. But to do your epoxy, typically with epoxies you take equal parts of both bottles. So we're going to do that here. That's about 2 equal parts of the 2 colors. I'm going to take a small stick. We're using a little old popsicle stick. We just cut part of it off because we want small sticks here. And you mix it up real thoroughly. I'd caution you that when you mix your epoxy, go a little overboard on mixing it. You don't want to have any parts of it that aren't mixed up well, because the parts that aren't mixed up well won't glue as well. So go a little above and beyond in mixing your epoxy. And then when you think you got it mixed good enough, just stir it a little bit more, just to be sure, because you don't want parts of it that aren't thoroughly mixed. All right, now what we're going to do, we're not going to start with our little guy yet. We're going to start with this piece right here, because we've determined that this piece right here goes right there. And because of the way they're going to have to fit back together, if I put the big piece in first, I may not be able to get this piece in. So our first step, all we're going to glue is this piece and this piece together. So we don't need hardly any of this glue, but we didn't want to mix up too small amount that they don't mix well. So I'm going to take my little stick, I'm going to put a little bit on there. Don't take much. That's probably more than I need right there. And then I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to hold it in place until it sticks. And it cures a little bit, if I can get it to stay in place. Alright, right there it is. It's in place now, and I'm going to hold it right there. This stuff is supposed to set in 5 minutes, and if I have to hold it for 5 minutes, that's what I'm going to do. But I want to take my time and do this slowly and try to do a really good job. So we're just going to stop the camera here, and I'm going to hold this till it sets. At this point, we've taken our time and glued a couple small pieces into the larger pieces before we try to put the larger pieces into the little guy. And so now we're going to take our epoxy. We're going to mix up some more to make our final gluing of the larger pieces into the main part of the statue. And here again, you want to get, you know, equal parts of both as best you can. Something like that looks like equal parts. And we're going to mix them up really good, taking your time to mix them. One thing we did notice was this epoxy is supposed to set in 5 minutes. It's taking a little longer than that. I don't know if it's a little bit cooler temperatures or humidity or whatever, but it is taking longer to set than the 5 minutes that it's supposed to set in. But it's probably just our conditions or something. I think on a normal warm day or something, it would probably set up faster, because temperature and humidity can affect how quickly epoxy sets up. But I do like this particular epoxy. I've used it before. It works well. So we're going to get this mixed up good. And I'd just like to say at this point, if you got any questions about doing this, just, post it in the comments, and, if we can answer your questions, we'll be happy to try. But anyway, we're going to proceed here. Put a little glue down through there, a little bit over here. I know I mixed up a lot more than I'm going to need, but I don't want to run out. Put a little on the inside there. We'll put the top piece in first. Set it in place. Then I'm going to get some more glue on my stick. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom edge. Come around there. On the bottom edge of the piece I just glued in at the top. Alright, that should give us enough glue. And like I said, I've already glued a couple little pieces that we had that were broken shards to this piece, and one to the upper piece. Now that should fit in there. And there we go. They're fitting together pretty well. One of the problems that we keep having here is getting glue on our fingers. Then your fingers stick to things and it pulls it apart. So that is something that you'll have to deal with if you do one of these. We'll just kind of hold this now until it sets a bit. And like I said, this epoxy is supposed to set in 5 minutes. We found that it's taking longer than that, at least 6, 8, 10 minutes sometimes. So I'm going to hold this and give it some time to set, and then we'll see how it ends up. At this point, we've got our large pieces glued into the back, and we're going to let it go at this. It's certainly not as good as new, but it's a lot better than it was. And so that's how you can repair your ceramic items that get broken. And if you're the kind of person that really gets into the small details and you really want to repaint and refinish something like this, I would recommend a Ron Hazelton video about how to repair broken ceramics. He fixes a cookie jar that's been in his family for a while, and he not only puts the pieces that he has back together, but he has holes where pieces are missing, and he'll show you how to repair those as well as repaint the parts that are repaired so it blends in really well. So I do recommend that Ron Hazelton video about how to repair ceramics if you're interested in going beyond just putting the few broken pieces back together. But anyway, that's it for repairing this little ceramic figurine for our nativity scene. Like I said, he's not perfect, but he's a lot better than he was to start with. And so that's it for this video of how to repair a ceramic figurine with Do-It-Yourself with Wayne. And we just hope you have a great day.